What's up, badass Black Desert Mobile fans? Today I have a special video for you. Today I'm going to be talking with somebody who is above 15,000 combat power, almost 16,000 combat power as a 100% free-to-play player. We're going to talk with them, check out their full setup, as well as get some tips and tricks about what you can do. Before we get into the video, if this is your first time to my channel, be sure to check out the description down below for additional badass Black Desert Mobile content. You won't be disappointed. So today I have a special guest with me, Ghost SC. He is from the Medea server. He is a 100% free-to-play player. He is currently in the Nemesis guild on the Medea server. He is currently at about 15,800 CP. Ghost actually is a close friend of mine. I actually played with him when the game initially came out back in December of 2019. He has been playing pretty much since launch, and he is 100% free to play. And in today's video, we're going to walk through his setup, how he got to almost 16,000 CP as a free-to-play player, which is pretty awesome. I'm not even at 15,000 CP. I've been slacking a little bit. He's going to show us his full setup, his gear, all that fun stuff. And in this video, we're going to maybe give some tips and tricks to newer players or maybe even veteran players on how to increase their CP. And without further ado, let's dive right in. First and foremost, tell us a little bit about yourself, Ghost, when you started playing, what you enjoy the most about the game.
So I first started playing about a week after the game came out. I got into the game because of one of your videos, which was pretty awesome. And I joined your guild back then. And yeah, I've been playing since then.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember when you first applied, you were a little lower CP. I was a little hesitant in having you join, but you did end up joining. And I remember after a few weeks, you were one of the top players. You were super active, a blast to be, in the guild. Definitely one of the top players in the guild, and helped me and establish the guild and help with the maintenance of the guild. So I am appreciative of that. Are you able to walk us through your gear setup, some of the stats you have on your gear, enchants, maybe give us some tips and tricks as you do as to what you focus on a daily basis with your setup?
So I have 5 pinks. All my pinks are hex. And then I have 1 red boots. They're pen right now. I have enough to craft a pink, but I'm just waiting on to get it to hex so I don't waste too many resources.
Okay.
My accessories are mostly +3 except for 1. That's +2. 3 of them are Emperor accessories that you get from the banquet. I managed to get those because our guild held siege for a month after they updated the banquet.
Oh, especially with
that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the updated drops that they added for the banquet. Yeah, you could get a pink accessory every day, every 2 days.
Every 2 days, yeah.
Yeah.
Around 2 days.
Awesome. You were talking a little bit about you have pen boots right now, but you're waiting to upgrade those until you get hex. What does that process look like?
So when I upgrade my gears, I usually do it on a backup after TET, because I don't want to just break my gear and lose all the stats on it. So you take a orange gear, you level it up, and you keep trying until it gets to the level that you want it to. And you just leave your main gear, and after, suppose I get the boots to hex, I'm gonna put it on the pink. That way, the pen boots stay pen, and I can put it on an alt.
So then you just use the orange 1 slot. You get that to hex, and then you just pop that on the pink. You put your red boots that you currently have on an alt. That way, you have a solid alt backup with some red pens, essentially.
Yeah. So just to save resources.
Awesome. And so that's how you get hex. How are you getting the pink gear? Because you got 5 pieces already.
Yeah, just never miss World Boss. Back when we had the Lucky Shop, I used all my Black Pearls on that and saved all of the World Boss passes that I got to when we had a double frag rate event for the World Boss. So I got a lot of those, just farm a lot of Hadum, get those dark coins, and you can fill up whatever you're missing with those.
Awesome. And I know myself, there's a lot of events oftentimes that will give either additional world boss chances to do world boss or world boss fragments, like that event they have going right now, where if you keep the passes, the fortune scrolls, or whatever they're called, you can swap those out and get a decent amount of world boss fragments.
Yep, that one's a really good event too. It's basically a free ping.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and getting those scrolls is you just have to do your events. So you have currently +3 on your red accessories, and I know some of those you said are from the banquet, and I know only 2 guilds per server can get into the banquet. So do you have any tips and tricks maybe for those people who are unable to get those accessories to get red accessories to help them grow their combat power?
Yeah, we get a lot of orange accessories from events that we have. I actually have 2+3s, 2+3 reds that I solely got from events. So just save up all of your orange accessories and then craft 1 red each. You don't have to plus any reds first. Your first goal should be to get all red accessories, and then you can start working on plussing them.
Okay. And do you recommend, I know the orange accessories are pretty cheap on the market right now for black pearls. Do you recommend buying them? Would that be something you do?
If I didn't have red accessories, yes, I would work on buying them. But since I already have +3s on most of them, it's not worth it.
Are you trying for above +3s on your accessories?
No, I'm probably gonna put them on my alt. Work on that family CP.
So +3 is probably pretty much the max where you're going to focus on.
Yep.
And with your totem, is that giving you +4 or +5 even?
No, I have a +6 totem, so it gives me 2 extra.
So you're at +5 on the red accessories?
Yep, except for one of them.
Okay.
My earrings are still +2.
So the earrings are at a 0 right now, so no extra pluses on them. So that you're
no, it's +4 with the totem.
Oh, okay. So you just need one more enhancement on the earrings, and then you'll be good to go there, and then you're going to feed all the rest to your alts.
Yep. Hopefully we get castle next week.
Yeah, awesome. Because your earrings are the Emperor earrings?
Yep.
Gotcha. How about your relics? Any tips and tricks for that? What kind of relics do you have?
I have 2 red relics base.
You don't have them plussed up at all?
No.
Okay.
I have about 800k fragments saved that I'm probably gonna use once they give us some sort of event or a double rate.
So a rate up. So you're saving your relics right now for rate ups, and maybe if they add a pink accessory or pink relics down the road, maybe. I don't think they're going to, but it is possible. Anything's possible.
Yep.
How about your knowledge as far as your boss knowledge? What's that look like, and do you have any tips to help out new players there?
Boss knowledge, you just keep farming stamps, make sure you do your Tower of Trials every day. Make sure you do your merchant tree, you get a lot of free passes from there. And yeah, just keep working on your boss knowledge, make sure you do all your bosses, push them to 99. And then after that, you can start doing your Hadum boss rushes. For the Shadow Knots, you can actually use your Black Pearls and buy them, because a lot of the bosses give you Black Pearls for knowledge rewards. And you're pretty much going to make them all back.
Right. Yeah. Every 4, I believe it is, every 4 levels of a boss gives you Black Pearls. And I know for some of the ones I have, it's like 200-300 Black Pearls. So definitely. So you do merchantry daily?
No, I've actually been slacking on merchantry a lot.
What level is your merchantry currently?
It's level 61, I believe.
Okay.
Let me check. Yeah, it's level 61.
So you do merchantry, how often would you say a week?
I try to do it every day, but I usually miss a couple of days, sometimes 3 days.
And how important is merchantry for a newer player?
It's very important. It's a lot of free resources. Like I said, you get a lot of free Tower of Trial passes, which is basically all your boss stamps that you're going to get, because we're going to be farming in Hadum most of the time.
Right, as well as Dark Energy experience to help level up your Black Spirit. I know...
And it's a lot of silver.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I know some of the top tier players that are able to get SS on merchantry are pulling 100 to 200 million silver per day, which is pretty hefty. I mean, over a week, that's a billion silver right there.
Yeah, and for those SS chests, you have a chance to get Black Pearls.
So definitely want to do merchantry. I know I slack on it, but if you have the time, I know some people are able to get it done in 20 minutes a day, and that's doing 100,000 food. So if you have the opportunity and you have the time, it's definitely something that you guys want to focus on. Do as we say, not as we do. We're both slackers in that category. But if you're a newer player and you want to catch up to the higher CP players, it's something you definitely want to focus on. How about any extra tips or tricks you might have to somebody new playing the game to help increase their combat power?
One thing that I do is I save all of my dark energy chests till I have a Combat Plus active, because it gives you 10 extra percent on your dark energy.
Okay.
And so for doing Pog, for any other way from events that you get dark energy chests, just save them till you can use Combat Plus and use them then.
And combat pluses are, they're a pay-to-win item that Black Desert Mobile does typically give us pretty regularly. It seems like. I know earlier on it was something that, like probably about a year ago. It was something that I remember complaining to you about. Like, man, I need another combat plus so I can do my boss rushes and my dark energy. And I'm stockpiling all this stuff. So it's something they've definitely been giving out more regularly, which is very nice.
Yeah, I actually have levels 7-day one stored up. Probably gonna be using it soon.
A 7-day one, yeah. Anything else you have for newer veteran players to help them?
The biggest tip I can give is join a guild. It doesn't need to be a top guild, but you're gonna enjoy the game a lot more with the guild.
You're going to be able to do guild wars, node wars. Once your guild levels up, maybe even try to do a siege war. At least try it. It's pretty fun. And then you have the guild boss rushes, which just got increased, so you're going to get better rewards there as well.
Yeah, guild bosses. The recent buff was really good. I actually we did about 134. So it's 10 each. We had 134 stones, and I got about 106 dimensional frags off of it.
Wow, very nice.
And 3 red gear.
Speaking of dimensional frags, pink crystals are a little hard to come by, especially if you're a newer player. Really, the only way to get the dimensional frags is from doing those guild boss rushes and sometimes from events. Do you have any tips for players on to get those pink crystals to enchant or to add to their gear?
Well, my game plan was to use all my dark coins to get pinks first, and after getting pinks, I can use those to actually craft reds and feed it to my black spirit, so I can get dimensional frags.
Right.
And for those, you should probably use armor. I think that gives you the most bang for your buck.
As far as crafting red armor, feeding it to your black spirit, feeding a red armor gives you dimensional fragments, which you can then use to craft pink crystals.
Yes, it's 20 for armor, I believe.
And it costs 25 dimensional fragments to craft pink. So you're pretty much getting one pink crystal out of an armor piece that you feed, which costs, it's not too much as far as the fragments go, the dark coins go. So that is something you could probably craft every few days once you get your full pink gear.
Yeah, I think it's around 60,000 dark coins.
Yeah, that sounds about right. How about enchants? Do you have any tips for newer players to get magical residue and essence to help enchant their gear? And maybe any tips on enchants that they should go for on their gear?
So the easiest way to get magical residue is actually spending your gold coins, Shaka 2 coins. And the easiest way to getting those is doing your boss rushes. So, like I said before, make sure you do merchantry, get those Tower of Trial passes, and do your Tower of Trials 2-3 times a day. Save those boss rushes. Do bosses, push them to level 99. You're gonna get a lot of gold coins. Then you can use those to get those residue, and you should start off by pushing them at least to 20.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. So residue, you want to focus on using gold coins. When you're rolling gold coins, just feed anything, if you're a newer player, probably yellow and below. Once you get some gear, orange and below, just feed that all to your black spirit. It gives you magical residue. And then for accessories, for the essence,
the most you're gonna get from those is world bosses. You can start feeding your purples and your blues because they don't really sell. And you can use, in the beginning, you can use the yellow ones for your alts, and then you can start feeding those too. So we're a bit like, it's a bit harder to get those, but you can start off by getting at least 10s or 12s. Getting 10 is really easy. You can start off by getting 10s on everything and then going up from there.
Plus 10 enchants, you mean?
Yeah, I think 10 is the minimum on reds.
And then
so just get the minimum on all of them, and then you can start working your way up from there.
So at least put one enchant in every slot, and then after you have that, then you can start working on improving them after that. As far as the sub enchants, like I know the boots, helmet, and gloves, you typically don't go for. I mean, They don't have a CP option on them, so what do you go for? For the boots, typically movement speed, would you agree?
Yeah.
Unless, your movement speed is over capped, maybe you could get away with a branch damage if you're not capped on one of those. For the helmet and gloves, what do you go for on those?
Whatever I'm missing. Right now, my helmet has attack speed and all damage.
Okay.
And my glove has max HP and all damage. I just randomly got max HP 50 on it, so I just kept it. I don't really need anything else on it.
Yeah, max HP is probably the best option there if your stats are maxed. I definitely agree there. So we have three categories left that I can think of: the Riftstone, the pets, and Lightstones. As far as the Riftstone goes, I mean, you're only getting the crystals from farming in Hadoom. Do you have any tips there for newer players to help increase their Riftstone level?
If you're running low on vials, you can just put it on the lowest setting, the lowest blessing tier 1, and it'll give you the same drop rate that a tier 3 would give you. So just try to be in Hadoom as long as you can, because the rewards there are a lot better than you would get in Elion.
How
And
often would you say you're farming in Hadoom not at level 1? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I farm in Hadoom at level 1 exclusively. I don't actually increase it because I run out of holy vials if I do.
I do it if I have over 1,000 vials, or if I'm close to leveling up and I want to get the 100 CP.
Push it a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. And how often would you say that is? Once a week? Once every 2 weeks? Once a month?
Maybe once a month.
Once a month, yeah. Because I know as a free-to-play player, we don't have, unlimited light stones to just sit there and transfer into holy vials. So I try to get as many light stones as I can personally, but even then, I'm still farming in Hadoom at level 1 all the time, but that's all I can do because then I run out. Even when they have, like this hot time they have going on right now where people on your server can buy the hot time for 100%. It's great in theory, but it increases the speed at which you go through your holy vials. So I find myself, I ran out of holy vials the other day completely, even at level 1, because people, when that first came out, people were buying the 100% hot time to farm in Hadoom like every hour. So I actually ran out of the holy vials. I don't know. Did you have that problem?
Yeah, I actually buy the 450 Black Pearl chest for
45,000.
light stones. Yep.
Yeah, it gives you
40.
45,000. Yeah, I've done that a
Yep.
couple times too, for sure.
I just buy it out every single week.
Oh, every week. That's something you just buy out every week. So 450 black pearls is boom is used on that. Do you use anything else on your? Do you buy anything else with your black pearls aside from the shadow knots and the light stones?
The crown stones. The
Crown
crown
stones.
stones. Yeah.
Okay, definitely. So
You can buy a max of 3 of crown stones and a max of 3 of light stones. I buy both of them.
now going back to the shadow knots, I know I bought probably 1,000 of the shadow knots. When it first came out, but that's because I had almost 200,000 boss stamps stockpiled. Once you get through probably almost all of those and you've traded them in, I probably wouldn't buy too many shadow knots after that because you can just use the ones you farm from Hadoom. Would you say that's true, or do you still just see yourself buying them?
Yeah, that's definitely true. I have 375 shadow knots right now and only 16k stamps.
Yeah.
So you're definitely out farming your stamps.
Right, I agree. Okay, I was just making sure that's something you did as well, because that's something I definitely stopped buying. I bought out about 1,000, and then I was like, I don't think I need to buy too many more here.
Yeah, I bought exactly 1,000 too.
All right, as far as your light stones go, what is your current light stone setup, and maybe how did you get there, and maybe some tips and tricks for people on which ones you want to focus on for the slots?
You want your main to be CP, all 3 CPs. I'm actually missing 2 of them, so try to get plus 15 CP all across. It You can't really be that choosy between attack and defense, but if you're lower CP, then I think defense is a bit better, especially for larger content like GVGs and Node Wars and Siege Wars.
So you go for DP over AP as free to play because you want some more survivability?
Yeah.
Okay. So go for CP on the 3 slots for the light stones. Obviously, you want to go for red light stones right now. You can put those in the one slot that's shared with all your characters, since they've added that for us.
Yeah, and after, if you have good light stones, you can start saving any of the ones that have crit damage, and the field combat experience, and you can put them on the other slots.
So I think that's everything, unless you have anything else you might, words of wisdom for newer players, either just starting the game, been playing for a few months, or maybe even veteran players that have been playing for over a year.
Just treat this game as a marathon. Just keep playing consistently, and you're going to be able to keep up with people that actually spend money in the game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. This is not a sprint. This is definitely a marathon. You're not gonna. I have people that comment on videos or like, "Hey, I'm at 9,000 CP or 10,000 or 11,000 or whatever the case may be. How can I get to 15,000 CP?" And the answer to that is, it's a daily grind. You just got to do everything every day. Maybe not everything. Like some of us don't do everything and we still are up there in CP, but we do most of it regularly every day, and we just stay consistent and stay doing the daily grind. How much time do you think you spend in the game on a daily basis? An hour, half hour, 2 hours? It varies per day.
It varies per day, especially when we have guild events.
So what would you say is the average if you don't have a guild event?
Just about maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes.
So hour and a half daily when no guild events, and then when there's a node war, 2.5, sometimes 3 hours if there's a guild war going on as well.
Yeah, and Black Suns, there's 2 hours right there.
Yeah, and the Black Sun event, obviously. Is that something? How do you like the Black Sun event? Being a free to play player, did you find any success in that?
Yeah. Today I actually got 114,000 points.
Awesome. Do you typically do that with the guild?
It's important to join a decent guild because you can actually lock a farm map down, and that way other guilds can't get into your farm map. And if a stronger guild does get into your farm map, you can all just port out to town and take another map and keep farming.
Yeah, I know that's something my guild does when I do get into the Black Suns. Is we take one whole map, and to be honest with you, we'll take an entire map. I'll sit there, put it on auto farm, and kind of like a Doom, and I'll just walk away, and I barely even pay attention to it. And sometimes I'll check Discord to make sure everything's kosher, and we didn't lose the map or something like that. Because sometimes a top CP player will squeak into your map somehow and just cause chaos. But for sure, that's something that I definitely do as well. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ghost, for your input. I hope that helps some of the newer players out there, maybe even the veteran players with growing their CP. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's everything for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed and learned something on how to increase your combat power and be a 15 CP combat or 15,000 and above in combat power. If this is your first time on my channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you're new, make sure you hit that like button as well. I appreciate it. And with that being said, I will see you next time.